So as you know, Flow Through Change is a program that combines both on the mat and off the mat practices. Journaling is one of these practices, off the mat practices that you will have on a weekly basis. So I will be providing journal prompts, and these are aimed at stimulating self-reflection. And the idea is that through the power of writing, rather than only thinking in our mind, we can really develop self-awareness. The great thing about taking written notes is also that you can go back to some reflections you have also in the future. So in the future you can go back to where you were at and actually make some connections and also witness your progress. So it's very powerful. And if you're someone that enjoys handwriting, you might like the idea of actually buying a notebook that you will dedicate to the program. And the good thing about that is that you can have all your thoughts and reflections through those 5 weeks that are actually collected in one unique container. So I would suggest handwriting rather than typing on a computer or phone, and I would suggest having a special notebook for the program. However, if you think this is something that is an obstacle and you're more comfortable with writing on your phone or computer, of course, go ahead, do whatever you think suits your way of being best. So for week 1, the topic is grounding, and I'm going to share with you several journal prompts so you can take notes of the questions. And the idea is for you to reflect upon these questions during the week or the time that you dedicate for week 1. The first question I want to share with you is, what destabilizes you in life? So think quite broadly. What destabilizes you in terms of situations, types of people, circumstances, places, anything really? And if you don't really know, what you will do is observe yourself from now on and notice when you're being destabilized, even in a subtle manner. Start to observe and notice if there are patterns, types of situations, types of people. Gain awareness about that. Know yourself better. And related to this question, once you gain awareness about what destabilizes you in life, what does that tell about you? What do you think it tells about you? So that's the first journal prompt. The second journal prompt, I would like you to think about what anchors you when you feel destabilized, when you face change. What anchors you? Again, think quite broadly. What kind of people? Maybe specific people. What kind of practices, activities, places? Anything, anything. Notice what brings that sense of being anchored, especially when you're being destabilized. And if it's unclear, start maybe noticing what makes you feel anchored even when you're not being destabilized. Third journal prompt. Think about the grounding habits, also based off the reflection on what anchors you. What grounding habits can you commit to on a daily or weekly basis? And I would add, what grounding habits can you realistically commit to on a daily or weekly basis? And finally, how can you create a sense of stability in your life that does not depend on external factors. I'll repeat that. How can you create a sense of stability in your life that does not depend on external factors? This might also be quite inspired by the answer you will give or reflect upon regarding what makes you feel anchored. If you are unsure about what to answer, if you don't think you have the answers, that's perfectly normal, that's perfectly fine. Keep in mind that those are quite deep and unusual questions. These are not the questions that we usually have during normal conversations, so it's normal not to have the answers. The goal is to plant a seed. So take those questions in, there's no rush to answer, and start to observe, to pay attention to things that happen in your life and can provide or start to provide answers to these questions.